Hello, hello, hello. How are you? I hope you are doing well. And how are you, Radha?
Good, great, amazing.
Amazing, amazing. Especially after Ramadan. I am good
For
also.
you, yeah.
Colored. I am colored again.
That's what I said. You got your color back. You're back again. Well, because it's the water, right? So a
Yeah.
body needs that, and when you're not drinking water, you get dehydrated. So
Drinking water and also
sleeping,
sleeping, sleeping issue.
yeah.
Not
But
all the
mainly the skin and all that is a lot to do with water. Because I know that when I'm not, and I always have to slap myself because I have to, right? But if I'm out and about throughout the day, I find that I don't drink as much and I could see it.
yeah, in your face and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah,
Okay. Today our topic will be about technology addiction.
addiction. And the reason I thought wanted to talk about it because in the mental health curriculum, I think this was 2 weeks ago, we're watching one of a TED talk by a doctor, and the doctor was saying like they're talking about all different types of addiction, and one of the addiction he mentioned was technology, and we know that, right? And I've been
Most
talking
of
about
us
this. Yeah, addiction,
also
right?
have this one, yeah.
Because we consistently. But one of the things that the doctor in the TED Talk turned around and said, it is an addiction, but it hasn't been diagnosed yet.
Mm.
Okay. So when he said that, after we finished watching the TED Talk, I said, actually, it hasn't been diagnosed that way, but it has been diagnosed.
Mm.
And that's why I thought I wanted to share that. So someone probably thinks, okay, well, not really, because if you go to a doctor, you take your kids. And this has a lot to do with young kids,
Correct.
right? And there is no such thing. If you look it up, there's no such thing addiction, technology addiction. If you look it up. And just DSM-5, that's basically all to do as space where everything about mental health is on there. So even if you go up on there, there's nothing. Maybe someone's put in there now, but I not that I am aware of.
Mm.
But there's a whole bunch of diagnosis that's related to technology.
Mm.
And I want to mention a few. So, of course, some people might take this personally or turn around and say, no, it has nothing to do with external stuff. It's a disease or something, maybe because, you know, especially when we're talking about young kids, it's coming from just the body. They
Mm.
just have it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, ADD, ADHD,
Mm. Those kind of diseases from technology.
technology, addiction,
Mm.
social anxiety. Do you know how many I hear that people that I work with, and even in school, the students that have social anxiety?
Yeah, I know most of the teenagers have those
Yeah,
because I think about the
yeah,
technology and they saw a lot of people looks like different and stylish and has all this like luxury things. They feel they are not maybe
yes.
related to them and they feel like they are stranger because they don't have those things. This is what.
Yeah, because the interaction, connection, communication's not there.
Yeah, yeah,
I know with us, it's not technology addiction. Like I've had social anxiety. That's because the way we grew up, because of our culture.
yeah.
So that's why when I see the children nowadays
Mm,
in Canada, I'm not talking about back home anywhere. I'm talking about in Canada. And these children have had good life, like the parents have given them everything. And usually the parents turn around and say that. I've given everything to my kids, so I don't understand why they have all of these issues.
mm,
All right. So for them, it is relating to, and also could be being passed over from the parents.
yeah.
See, the parents experiencing all of this, they're always They cannot be without their phone, or they cannot be without attached to social media, where they cannot have communication with someone,
Mm.
sitting one-on-one, having that conversation without looking down on their phone or having that phone in their hand, where they have meals together without being on the phone, or
Yeah.
things like that. I'll admit, yes, because, well, mine is mainly work too, right? But I know when to disconnect because I do. I go out, I have my coffee. Only when I'm wanting to record, I grab my phone. And when I'm done with recording, I put my phone away and I enjoy my stuff. Right? So I still do that. And when I'm talking with someone, I'm going to give them the full attention. Attention. So
Yeah.
ADHD is what? Attention deficit, right?
And do you know what? Even the adults have the same problem. Some people visit you in your house and right away, as soon they
What's your
enter,
Wi-Fi?
what is your Wi-Fi password? You are visiting me or you visiting my Wi-Fi?
I've had this multiple times. I've had total new people. Okay, seeing my family, my nephews or family that hang out with me and they're here for a while. But someone brand new, like it comes into your house, I've had that happen.
Why you need my Wi-Fi? Do you know what I do? I turn off my phone when I am visiting somebody because it's not respectful way to like visit somebody and your eyes on the phone. I can understand what those people, how they can think.
Yeah.
Why you
So
are visiting me?
or going out for dinner and stuff. Yes, if you need to look something up because you were expecting something, letting the person know. But if you're going to be sitting there and consistently have your head down on that phone and you're sitting with someone across you having meal, and I noticed that I go out and stuff. I notice every single person like around me, there would be a whole bunch of people. They don't talk, they don't communicate. Why go out? Stay home, grab your phone and look at it.
Yeah,
Why go out? Order the food in, right? I, you know, it's not only judgment. The reason I'm bringing this up and the reason I'm talking about it is it's actually causing diseases,
mm, I agree.
right? And the sad part about it, so this is what happens in a school environment. So a student is not paying attention. Okay, attention, hear that, is not paying attention to what's going on. Few things here. First of all, the curriculum that's as a school is garbage. That I'm going to come out and say it. They haven't changed it. So it's not interesting, but our mind wants things that's interesting, exciting. So the reason that addiction happens is on the phone is all this fun new things going on. Brain gets excited, it releases dopamine. And addiction is, that's what you get addicted to.
Yeah,
That release of dopamine, that's a pleasure chemical that gets released. So when you have new, exciting, fun things, but in school, they don't change things around. The way it is, they let everybody do it. Some kids don't learn a certain way. Some learn from there's fun, exciting things. So instead of trying to accommodate and change things around, they just give everybody the same thing. So that little young kid, or even they're like 12 years or 13 years, 14-year-old now, is not paying attention and is getting bored.
mm,
Okay, because at home they always have that dopamine release by going on playing video games or whatever they're doing. So now what happens? They get taken to the doctor. So the teachers say, your kid is not paying attention. You go to the doctors, and what do? Prescribe you medication. And what does that medication do? It's actually numbing them.
yes, I agree.
It's numbing them, right? So have to continuously take that medication. The amount of side effects that's in there is crazy. And it's all because of wanting that dopamine release.
Mm,
So I'm not saying we should not have kids with phones and all of that, or because so we've had this conversation in schools, but some of the mothers said, "Oh, I've just taken it away from them." I'm like, well, that's not good either, because that's also you basically restraining them or restricting them. Whenever you say no, what are they going to do? They're going to find ways,
yes.
right? But being able to have them both, so have them get that natural dopamine release. So
Mm,
with me, if I do get on the phone and if I'm going through Instagram or whatever, but well, again, I do this for work reasons, but even if I did, I'm not concerned about any kind of addiction. I'll tell you why. Because I already have natural dopamine release in the morning.
mm.
Okay. And how do I get that?
From breathing technique, from the routine you have, from healthy food,
Working
from
out, moving my body,
moving your body, everything.
sitting outside, having that coffee, listening to the birds,
Yeah.
all of that stuff. And at night, I have the same thing. For a bit, I wasn't going for walks at night because it was dark for me to go if I was a little bit later. Now that it's lighter out, after dinner, I go for my walks, and that actually also releases dopamine. And then I'll watch a really nice, heartwarming movie or something if I feel like it. I read books. I do things, or again, I go into deep state of breathing techniques that relaxes me. So all of these chemicals that I need is happening already. So if I do go on online, I'm not worried because I'm not. But that's what's missing.
Yeah, but do you know what? I feel like there is a responsibility on the parents
It is.
because most of the time, a lot of parents all the time they like catch the phone and look at the phone without make any attention to their kids. Okay,
And they're talking to the kids.
even with the phone in their hand, and this is not good. You know what I do usually in the spring and summer? I tell my son at between 6 and 7 or 7 or 8 we have to walk and start like talking
Yeah.
together. This is let them away from technology and from like playing PlayStation. And always I put a timer for everything for him.
Mhm.
Okay, because without timer those kids will be lonely with their technology, with the PlayStation, with the phone. There is no TV whatsoever in his bedroom.
Yeah,
And
I
even he
don't have
told
that
me,
either.
even he told me to buy him like a TV in and put it in his room. I told him never, ever I
Mm,
would do that
mm.
because
Good for
I
you.
would like to spend time with you. If I put a TV there, I will be end up in the living room alone and you will be alone.
Yeah.
And this is not good for your mental health. The parents should do a conversation
Yeah.
with their kids about those things.
Especially for dinner time, right? Put the phone away. Let's have dinner together. It's about balance. It's not about, oh, let's just take this away and computers are bad or phone are bad or technology or social media. No, it's not about that. It's like understanding what it's doing and
Mm.
being able to balance it. Another thing I've been wanting to say, so you know how they have texting, driving, you get fined? Okay, so
Sorry.
if
Mm.
you're texting and you're driving while
Okay.
texting,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
get
yeah.
fined, right?
Yes.
So you know what they need to get it out? What they need to also have? Walking. Do you know how many times that people banged into me? I had it happen early this morning when I was coming back from coffee. I've had it multiple times. I was coming back from my walk. Here it is after dinner, enjoying my nice walk. And I'm walking back, and this girl went oh, right in front of me comes.
Mm.
But guess what?
Mm.
Watch it. And not even like, okay, just because say if you're going to meet someone, I always walk. Like if I'm going to meet someone or something, I'll go step aside if I have to message back, or like with my work. If I have sessions and someone's messaging saying, "Hey, Radha, I can't make it," I'll step aside and do that. These people are watching videos. I'm not kidding you. I'm gonna record it next time. Watching videos, walking. I've had multiple people run into me, Mariam.
I know. Even when you would like to go turn left and some people cross the street, they are watching their phone and never like see if there is like car.
Nothing. Nothing. And this is walking. So I'm like, okay, driving, but walking, I have had people run into me, multiple. This morning was crazy. This guy, so come out of the coffee shop, right? And again, like I say, I'm like, oh, free and happy, feeling good and everything else. And all of a sudden, that person comes from the other side and they're actually on their phone right in front of me. I'm like, oh, yay, yay. And I have, like, as I walk by, I always say, quit crying out loud. Watch where you're walking. Literally watching a video and walking. What are we going? What is this world coming to? Like those are things that's causing all of these issues. And yes, I'm going to say it's not diagnosed, but there is an addiction, and that is technology addiction. And everybody needs to start to work on that. If you find yourself, if you're someone who's listening to this and you're outside walking and you're watching a video, please put it away.
It's not safe for your
It's not
safety.
physically, it's not safe. Mentally, emotionally, it's not safe. Because now, so social anxiety is from where? Is because you can't communicate with someone. I have students who have issues with that. They're online, they're okay. They go in person, they freak out. Of course, when I'm teaching, I teach them all of these things, but not everybody does. I teach them all of these things, like the social cues and everything else. I always turn around and say, so they would be messaging on the chat. I said, no, 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 no. You're going to raise your hand and you're going to speak to me and tell me your answer. I was subbing a class the other day. They were doing the same thing. I stopped them. I said, no, can you please raise your hand, turn on your mic, and tell me? So you know what I turned around and said? When you're going to go work out there, what are you going to do? Are you going to message the client? The
Correct.
client's in front of you? That's when they have anxiety. Social anxiety is because they're not able to face someone and be able to speak out and talk
Mm.
because they're so used to having that screen in front. So my teaching is I'm always like that. I'm like, hey, look at me. I've had clients who do that where all of a sudden they were not, the young kid that I was working with, that was the actual problem of the kid. And I said, hey, you're not paying attention to me.
Mm.
That's because they were on the phone the whole time.
Mm.
So it's going to cause a lot of issues. It's causing the amount of children are diagnosed with ADD and ADHD and are prescribed. It's ridiculous, Mariam. Their medication, it's, we should not be going through this, man. We should not be going through this. So I think it's time. There is an addiction, and it's technology addiction. And the reason the addiction's happening is because, again, your mind, your brain is wanting pleasure. So that is by being releasing dopamine. So do fun things. Put on a comedy movie and watch that. Move, jump up and down.
Yeah, have like a friends and go out with them for dinner, for
Go
party,
outside.
for like a cinema. You will have a good time.
Connect again. The
Yeah.
connection is so important.
Yes.
Connect with people, go into community. And it's not about just this or that. Do it all.
Yeah.
Have those time you want to spend on the phone and social media, do it. But then again, Do the natural stuff so that naturally your body is releasing all of these hormones and chemicals. And then you're feeling good. So you don't have to. So if any parents are listening, if their kids are getting diagnosed with all of this and they're told to go, I understand if it's an extreme situation, but then even then, try things. Try things. Get them to be able to, for 10 minutes, can they just sit and watch you, listen to you? It's retraining. So same thing as the work that I keep talking about. It's retraining your brain.
Yeah.
So it will work. You can reverse this,
Yes.
but you have to retrain it. So every 10 minutes, put the phone away, put an alarm on, go in silence. I tell people, practice silence. Look away from computers, look away from TV, look away from the phone. Go outside, even if it is for 10 minutes, right? So
Yeah.
at least you're giving that brain a break and it's retraining it. It's retraining that, hey, I'm going to release natural because it's a pleasure hormone that's being released. And then again, if they're experiencing things, so adults or young kids, because if you're experiencing, abuse or whatever it is, it's easier to go into things like that. So looking around and see what's causing, why, if it is an adult in your life, why they're so focused just on technology. What can I do? What can I do so that we can have a relationship, a connection?
Yeah. Thank you so much, Radha, for like very important topic as usual. And I think you have also a reminder for like your workshop on Sunday, next Sunday, or
Okay,
no?
yeah, sure. Of course. Yeah, I haven't really done anything, but I'll just go ahead. We'll just do it. Because it's not a workshop. So I will be having some workshops later. What I did in last time, and I noticed it really helps, is I just do like a 30-minute reset
Okay.
practice. So basically balancing your nervous system. So especially if you have technology addiction, this is going to help.
Yeah, to be away a little bit. Bring your kids with you for this one.
Yeah,
Believe me, it's very important.
it's very important. So let's just do this. Yeah, let's just do
Like
this
a
next
family.
next Sunday at 12 o'clock my time. So 3 p.m. Eastern
EST.
time. Yes. So yeah, Sunday, because I think Sunday kind of works. So sure. And I'll put invites on here and I'll send invites to everybody who's been, I have the emails who have been attending my stuff. So why not? 30 minutes. Let's do a reset. And guess what? It's not costing anyone anything. This is your
Free.
self-care time. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my give back. So make use of it.
Thank you so much. You are so generous, Radha. Have a good day, guys, and see you next
Yes.
Wednesday. Bye bye, Radha. Bye bye,
Okay.
everyone.
Bye.